The industry, at least I think it's gotten a lot better, but the industry has always had, kind of looked a little askance at the education side, at the people who teach the students. And back then especially, there was a fair amount of mistrust, I think, between the industry and education. I think the industry felt that educators were really good at criticizing the industry without being all that constructive. There had been an annual survey done of local radio and TV news since, I'm going to say, the mid-'70s, but I'm guessing at this. And one person had done it, and he had done it, I guess, for the better part of 20 years. And there was a problem that developed between him and between RTDNA in Washington, D.C., and I don't even know exactly what that problem was. But I got a call at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning from the president of RTDNA and said he had a problem, and that they needed someone to take over doing the survey. They needed this done on an emergency basis. He called me because he knew me and because he knew that I had a lot of experience in the industry and felt that he could trust me. This is my 16th year. I'm only the second person who's ever done this research. This is now my 16th year of cataloging the industry. And so it is now formally the RTDNA / Hofstra University annual survey. And almost everything that you read about local radio and TV news comes out of that research. Once a year, in the fourth quarter of every year, I survey or attempt to survey every TV station, and do they do news? If they don't, I know that. Do they get news from another station? And a sample of radio stations. Then I spend much of the rest of the year analyzing it, and we have a series of releases of information. This year has gotten extra complicated because the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, has started, as you probably know, an inquiry into local news. What I do is catalog the numbers. Who's doing news? How much are they doing? What's the staffing, women and minorities, salaries, what's happening with the web, what's happening in new technology and new media and social media. I catalog all of that. What I don't catalog is how well the stations do it. This information is largely public, eventually. So anyone can use it and help, and it can help people in classes, or it can help people in curriculum. My advantage is that I see it first. And way before anyone else. I know of a school, and I won't use the name, that decided several years ago that the 30-minute newscast that we see on TV was going to disappear. And so several years ago, this school changed curriculum on the basis that the 30-minute newscast was going to disappear. Clearly that was a thing of the past. Well, it's not. There was no evidence to support that judgment at the time, frankly, and in fact the evidence is that it's actually headed the opposite direction. Television stations are doing more news today than they have ever done. A curriculum based on that kind of guesswork, winds up giving students an experience that's actually counterproductive. So one of the things that it helps tell us is, okay, what are stations doing? What are radio stations doing? What are TV stations doing? What's going on online? So that we can develop a curriculum that responds to where things are now and where they appear to be heading. In terms of the classroom, when I talk to students about where the jobs are, when I talk to them about the salaries and what people, I'm not guessing about that. I'm the one who catalogs it. I know what the salaries are. I know where the jobs are. I know what the starting pay is because I am the source of that data. And so what I'd like to think is that I give students, real world kind of knowledge, based on what the news and the news directors say in the survey. I think the critical thing is that different schools focus in different areas. There are schools that do a terrific job on the theory of communication. And we have people who, that's what they do their research in, on the theory of communication. But we are a very practically oriented program. We don't hire people who don't have extensive professional experience and who know the world of newspaper and radio and television and the web and you know, in public relations and all of the, you know, corporate communications, all of these areas. You know, what we've got is a faculty that really knows what's going on and stays very, very close to the industry generally. And so that's our orientation.